People love the word motivation. I don't. At least not the way it's sold today. Motivation has become a drug. Quick, shiny, and addictive. We scroll, we watch, we feel inspired for 10 minutes, and then we go back to doing nothing. I'm not impressed by motivation anymore. I'm suspicious of it. Because most of the time motivation doesn't change people, it entertains them. And this story starts on the exact day a teenager realized that motivation was the problem, not the solution. He wasn't special. That's important. No tragic backstory, no genius-level talent, no dramatic turning point that looks good in a thumbnail. He was just tired. Tired of starting over every Monday. Tired of promising himself that this time would be different. Tired of blaming school, parents, teachers, the system, his phone, his mood. And most of all, tired of lying to himself. That exhaustion didn't feel motivational at all, but it was honest. And honesty is where real change begins. Here's an uncomfortable truth most people avoid. If you only work when you feel motivated, you're not disciplined, you're emotionally dependent. I judge that mindset harshly because I lived in it. Waiting to feel ready is one of the most socially accepted excuses for staying the same. This teenager noticed something simple but brutal. The people he admired weren't louder, happier, or more inspired than everyone else. They were quieter, boring even. They showed up on bad days, especially on bad days. He quit motivation on a random morning. No speech, no quote, just a decision made without emotion. He woke up feeling empty, did the work anyway, and something strange happened. Nothing. The world didn't reward him. No confidence boost. No sudden clarity. But also no collapse. That's when it clicked. Most fears are powered by imagination, not reality. You don't need courage to start. You need proof that you'll survive starting without it. Let me be honest with you, discipline is not attractive. It doesn't sell well. Doesn't feel good at first. Feels restrictive. Lonely. Repetitive. That's why people avoid it and dress procrastination up as self-care or waiting for alignment. I judge that too because avoiding responsibility under spiritual language is still avoidance. This teen didn't romanticize discipline. He treated it like brushing teeth, non-negotiable, unexciting, effective. One life hack he learned early: lower the emotional stakes of your goals. Stop acting like every action defines your identity. You're not a failure because you missed a day, and you're not a hero because you had a good one. When you remove drama, consistency becomes easier. He stopped asking, "Do I feel like it?" and replaced it with, "What's the smallest version of this I can do today?" That question quietly changed everything. Another story, he had a friend who talked nonstop about big plans. Podcasts, businesses, self-improvement. Always preparing. Always learning. Never building. I've seen this pattern everywhere. Talking creates the illusion of progress. Silence creates actual progress. The disciplined teen didn't announce his goals. Not because he was humble, but because he was tired of lying publicly too. Privacy became a weapon. There's a harsh idea I believe in. Most people don't fail because life is hard. They fail because they negotiate with themselves too much. Discipline is simply the refusal to negotiate daily. You decide once, then execute repeatedly. This teen wasn't confident. He was consistent. Confidence came later as a side effect. That's another thing motivation culture gets wrong. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from keeping promises to yourself when no one is watching. He also failed. Often. And that mattered. Failure stopped being an identity and became data. Missed a workout? Adjust the plan. Bad grade? Fix the system. No emotional spiral. No self-hate. Just correction. This is where maturity shows. Not in intensity, but in response. Emotional people react. Disciplined people respond. That difference compounds over years. I don't admire discipline because it's impressive. I admire it because it's honest. It admits that you won't always feel good. That life doesn't care about your mood. That progress is boring before it's rewarding. The teen didn't become perfect. He became reliable. And reliability is rare. It's also quietly powerful. People trust reliable people. Opportunities follow them. Not because they're loud, but because they're solid. Here's my final judgment. Motivation is fine as dessert. Discipline is the meal. If you build your life on motivation, you'll always be restarting. If you build it on discipline, you'll look back one day and barely recognize yourself. Not because you changed overnight, but because you didn't quit on the days that didn't feel cinematic. The day he quit motivation wasn't dramatic. It was forgettable. And that's the point. Real transformation doesn't announce itself. It accumulates. So if you're waiting to feel inspired, stop. Do the work unimpressed. Do it tired. Do it quietly. Not to feel better, but to become someone who no longer needs to feel ready to move forward.